everybody, nice to meet you again. My name is กนกนิภาสารมูล I am student from School of Social Innovation and my major is International Development. Also, this video is from the subject of human rights principle. Today, I would talk about the topic which is truly interesting. The relationship between human rights and Guantanamo. For the preview, this topic are consist of various knowledge and perspectives which are around you and can provide you for the advantages to your daily life. And I also hope that my listener would be aware, would have an awareness and try to protect and be respectful to your rights and others. Let's start. This topic is starting from the report of the organizations which protect peace and have a duty to protect justice and human rights as well. For example, like United Nations. And the need is to closure of Guantanamo Bay detention camp. What is the Guantanamo Bay detention camp? The answer is the Guantanamo Bay detention camp is our United States military prison located within Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, and it have around 780 people was detained in there since January 2002. And this camp was opened after this September 11th attacks or 9/11. George W. Bush's administration of U.S. on that time was established this camp in 2002, following by the September 11th on 2001 attacks, and it have the indefinite detention without let the operations of this camp to be considered a major breach of human rights. Okay, let's talk about the core international human rights, which consist of three main areas to concern with this report. For the first is the right of each person to have liberty, freedom, and security. The second, the rights of each person to have an human treatment. The third, the right to a fair trial and judicial protection. And according to these main goals of human rights, this detention camp was create the huge negative relation with the human rights followed by their action. Okay. According to the Cuban detention camp in Guantanamo Bay, is what established followed by the tragic event on September 11 attacks with the US government at the time. They considering detention of offenders from its territory would result in imprisonment, lack of power to claim the rights of immense federal courts, which is contrary to the constitutional law and the demands of fundamental rights in each individual. And the detention facility or the Guantanamo Bay detention camp is full of shameless acts and ideologies that are severely contrary to human rights, such as various aspects of total harassment and the involuntary compulsion of thoughts and forced to swallowing or force feeding food for prisoners or inmates who protested fasting in a cruel and abusive way. Many prisoners lose their rights to have a self-defense and access to legal justice system or process because the staff on that time or the group of people that called the military group, they avoid these people from the legal way. And many of whom are held in custody for trial, awaiting trial without the time limit and protected. This place exists by law at all, and it can be seen as a legal place that lacks of rule of law without equality. Like equality is discriminatory in religion, nationality, even languages, because most of the prisoners here other Muslim men. Despite claims from the IACHA or Inter-American Commissions of Human Rights, and they are the one of the organization that I have told you before. Uh, when the detention center was uh, initially established on that time, the government continued until 2021 on January 11. Human rights expert. The United Nations has begun calling on the United States government to immediately close the camps because the highest number of inmates or prisoners are in poor condition and risk of rapid death due to the COVID pandemic, and the quality of the treatment on this camp is had like lowest levels and low equality to treat the patients in the camp. Due to aging factor and physical and mental injuries of each person on the camp, each prisoner, obtained through inhuman processes and conditions of captivity. The expert also said the military commission on the staff in the camp violated requirements and impartiality, independence, and non-discrimination. Consequently, calls for the dismissal of the military commission and the closure of the institutions of management are ongoing. The United States must maintain its international legal obligations, conduct immediate and impartial investigations into alleged human rights violations, and provide reparation and rejuvenation to those who have endured prolonged and arbitrary detention or any form of total or ill treatment. This is what the expert called and report to the US government. And for the conclusion, according to what I tell you about the action of this camp, I know that you guys will notice that it have and many action of this camp which the military commission treat the prisoner is opposite from the what is human right be. Is told human right from the prisoner which definitely have the rights, and they use the violent and try to make this prisoner to be break down. According to that action, the United States has created uh, this graceful symbol that severely impacts human rights and legitimacy, which create an unequal and inclusive detention. Uh, define the rights of liberties and dignity from brutal total by creating conditions and employment personnel in place with incompetent and irresponsible and impartiality without the attention of the government. The state's confrontation with the terrorism should not lead to restriction on the protection of the physical integrity of the person.